Hey guys, my name's Second Robin, and this is Imaginaria. It's kind of like a visual novel, it's kind of point and click, and it's kind of walking sim. And it is inspired by the developer's experiences living in Antarctica for 15 months. Which sounds pretty interesting, and I really like the style. So we were given a key very kindly by the dev through Indie Game Collective. So without further ado, let's have a look. Imaginaria is both a night watch and the night watcher. It's a military term and supposedly comes from Latin, imaginarius, relative to a mental figure. Perhaps because under Imaginaria duty, the mind likes to wander too. Here in Antarctica, we do them since the incident. The incident? Oh no. And tonight I am Imaginaria. I don't mind doing the watch at this hour. I couldn't sleep anyway. Okay. My feet are always cold, even with these boots and 2 pairs of socks. This is my laptop, my piece of home. I'm spending the dead of winter learning pixel art and creating a game engine to make interactive fiction. Oh, are you really? Is that what turns into this game? Maybe? Either one will be useful, maybe. Hell yeah, it will be. The window is covered with cardboard almost all year round. During winter, it's too dark to see anything, and it helps with insulation. During summer, the sun at night drives me crazy. Alright, let's go. Every time you go out, you need to get dressed properly and take the radio, even in quiet nights like this one. There was a guy who went out to get some cheese and got lost. They found him the next day, scared witless and with hypothermia, but alive. I saw him during the summer. He told me his side of the story. He went out to get some cheese and got lost. He thought he was going to die. For cheese. I can't go out like this. I need to get dressed properly and take the radio. Okay. Duly understood. Antarctica is cold, and to go outside you need to get dressed in layers. There's a first layer, or first skin, made of thermal long johns and an undershirt. The second layer is made of thick fleece. And the third layer is water and windproof trousers and jacket. We also have an extra big and puffy feather jacket for the glacier, which smells really bad when wet. Me, I like to wear these overalls. They're warm enough that I only need the first skin underneath in warm nights like this one. They seem relatively warm. They're great for working and walking about, but you can't stay still for long or you get cold. Okay, where's my radio? This radio? That's the thermometer. The thermometer says only minus 15 outside. A beautiful night. Ah, beautiful minus 15. This is my radio. I take it with me all the time. It's the only sure way of being found. There's no phone signal here, and the Wi-Fi works only inside the buildings. When you go outside the station, you need to always take a radio with you, and announce where you go. There's supposed to be a radio person on call all the time, to register these movements. But you know, guess it doesn't happen. Ready to go out. Let's go! For the Imaginaria, I need to check every building in the station, making sure they're not on fire. Okay. This is my satellite cabin. There are 4 in the station. We call them tomatoes, because they're red and round. They're made of fiberglass, which means they're very light and cold. During storms they shake, and so do I. It's not on fire. That's great. This is the new biology lab. It was built a few years ago, but it's so badly made it's already sinking. I was gonna say shaking. Sinking in the sand. Researchers and technicians work here during the summer, processing algae, fish, and the contents of seals' stomachs. It often smells bad. But it's the closest building to the tomatoes and it has a bathroom, which is nice. Okay, not on fire. These containers are extensions of the laboratory. The 2 on the right are pretty old and rusty. The other 2 are new. New could mean 1 to 10 years old, though. Anything here is labeled as new until something even newer comes around. Cool. I can interact with stuff. I haven't been. This one contains a whole new lab for a single person to work in. But you can see up to 5 people in there most times. Well, that's a bit poop. This whole container is used as a tool deposit. There's all kinds of things in there, everything old and rusty like the container itself. Old backpacks, some sleds, ancient clothes no one wears anymore, and preserved animal samples. It should all go to the trash, but the old Antarcticans love to tinker inside when they're here in the summer. Fair enough, not on fire. This is the old lab. It also has an office, a few bedrooms, and a small kitchen. The overwinter biologist lives here. He's always pestering me to come live with him, but I prefer the tomato. I go in? This is a warehouse filled with the most random crap. There's helium tanks, old segments of the big dome, a whole portable hyperbaric chamber, construction materials, crates with old forgotten samples. Fair. Let's go skiing. This is a skidoo. We have a few of them around, but most don't work. They're really old, and you can see them in any Antarctica museum around the world. We mostly use them to work on the glacier, but now that it's winter, we keep this one here to move around the station. It doesn't have any fuel. She gets them from the powerhouse. Okay, where's the powerhouse? This is the main house, the second oldest building at the station after my lab. It used to be two different buildings, mess hall and meteorology office, and at some point they got joined somehow. The result is a labyrinth of hallways and weirdly shaped rooms. Currently it allocates the main kitchen and mess hall, the meteorology office, a laundry room, and bedrooms for the chief, the XO, and the two meteorologists. There used to be a cyber cafe before there was Wi-Fi everywhere on the station. Since the incident, the radio station and headquarters also function here. And there's also the only complete bathroom of the whole station, with bathtub and bidet and everything. Damn, they got a bidet? I want to go in there. But I need the powerhouse. This building is the powerhouse. It doesn't have doors, only holes, and it contains the generators. The generators use Antarctic jet fuel to power everything in the station. It's very noisy and smelly. I don't even like walking past this place. But I need fuel. This place also houses the cold storage where we keep frozen meat and vegetables. When people die and can't be evacuated immediately, they're also stored here. Oh, well, isn't that nice? We had one dead this last summer. He was in there for about a week. The cook, who's very superstitious, wouldn't enter, so we ate canned food for most of that week. Do people die that often? This jerry can has some fuel I could use for the skidoo. Thank you. This all just opens to the sea. I'm not sure what's its purpose, but I think it has to do with loading fuel from boats. Okay. Let's go. Back to the skidoo. A skidoodle. Should I take the skidoo? Yes. I want to zoom. Okay, let's go. This is the repair shop. They fix, or at least try, all machines that run on diesel. Boats, skidoos, ATVs, even the generators. Sometimes they forget the heat is on, but normally the midnight watch would notice. Oh yeah, I have to make sure things aren't on fire. Nothing on fire. Woo. Part of this gate was literally cut off because boats couldn't get through. There you go. I like the art. It's a nice, like... I don't know how you describe it. Is it like 1 pixel? What, 1 bit? 2 bit? I'm not entirely sure. This is the garbage incinerator. It doesn't work very well, so we only burn toilet paper. Everything else gets sorted and kept in these old tanks for shipping back to the mainland. Fair. The incinerator works at most once a week, and that's when the station is full. The power is shut down. But the thermal breakers here also control the electricity for the geodesy? Geodesy project that's a bit farther away. After garbage duty every time they turn everything off, and I have to come here and restart geodesy. I've told the nurse, who's also in charge of waste management, many times about this, but he keeps ignoring it. I've put many signs, and even tried to fix the switch with duct tape to no avail. Sucks to be you. Waste that can't be incinerated, that is, most of it is sorted by type and put inside these drums. The drums are labelled according to the contents in one of the 4 groups, and once a year they're sent back. Group 1, biodegradable solids, like food leftovers, paper and wood. Group 2, non-biodegradable solids like plastic, rubber and synthetic fibers. The ashes from burnt Group 1 come here too. Group 3, dangerous substances. This group is further classified in one of 46 types of dangerous waste, and should include also any element contaminated with those substances. Group 4, inert solids. This is anything that doesn't really harm the environment, like glass, metal, bricks, or concrete. It doesn't really harm the environment. Okay. This is the farthest reach of the station, and it's also part of my domain, the Geodesy project. What is this? A pot? It kind of looks like a portaloo. I assume it's not. Does it look like it's on fire? It's a computer. This ancient computer receives data from the GPS antenna and stores it locally in its 80GB hard drive. The data is then sent to the main server in my office, and from there to the Institute servers in the mainland. Every few months I have to do a backup of the hard drive and wipe it so it can keep receiving data. There's probably a better way to do this, but Antarctica seems to be frozen in time, so to speak. Har har. What's this? Computers don't like the cold, so we need to keep a heater on at all times in winter. The data from the GPS antenna is processed a bit here, and then sent to my office through a radio link. Nice, okay. Let's shut the door. This looks like a mushroom. This is the GPS antenna. It receives and sends geolocalization data for geodesic purposes. Geodesy is all about measuring the shape of the Earth and the gravity field. These antennas can only be installed on top of bedrock. I guess it gives a bit more stability to the point in space, but I don't really know the reason. It's like that song. And all this science, I don't understand. It's just my job 5 days a week. Okay. This lighthouse is not connected to the station. I don't know what it's running on. Never seen anyone do any service to it or anything. There's another one just like it deeper into the cove, and it's the same there. Suspicious. Did I go back? Yes. It's not on fire. I did my job. Okay. I didn't go this way. Ooh, there's lots of mossy rocks around here. Moss is the only plant that can survive in Antarctica. Really? You get moss? I had no idea. It grows only 1 millimeter per year. It's really easy to destroy when you step on it. Hence the walkway. Okay. North Pole. South Pole. Vladivostok? 17,000 kilometers? Let's go left. This is the sick bay. The doc lives here and he hardly ever goes out. I don't like nor trust this guy. Hope nothing serious ever happens to anyone, because we're totally on our own here. That's fair. What's to the right? This building is called the New House, and it's just a long hallway with bedrooms. It was built at the same time as the new laboratory, and it has just as many problems. I used to sleep here during summer when the station was overcrowded. We shared a 4-bed dorm between 5 people. Now it's mostly empty, but the bad memories remain. That doesn't sound like a lot of fun, really. Also, what is this? Contrary to popular belief around here, these are not the remains of a whale or leviathan. Or any other single animal, for that matter. These bones were gathered around the island and put together here. As if they belonged to an entire beast. But they're not. It's just someone having a laugh. And they've just put it there? I mean, I guess. Okay. What's forward? The storehouse and the gym behind are the last buildings in this direction. Okay. All non-perishable food is stored here. A ship comes once a year with provisions for 2 years, just in case. Almost all food arrives past its due date anyway. Most of it stays here for many years, but it's eventually eaten. Well, that's nice for you, I guess. Tasty. Out of date. You take whatever you want from the storehouse, no one is going to control you. But you have to write down what you take in this notepad for inventory reasons. Oh, that's nice. They're not, like, rationed or anything. Go upstairs? Ooh. That bottle of wine has been there since the last campaign. Maybe even before that. Behind this door lies the office and the winery. It's almost the only door in the station locked with a key. One of the divers is in charge of running this place. She keeps track of the inventory and rations whatever is in short supply so everyone can have some. Right now it's beer and chocolate. We only receive 1 can and 1 bar per week on pizza night. I mean, that's fair. That's a good idea to keep everything, you know, so you can have it. What's this way? Oh, was that it? Okay. Oh, that's where I went. Do I have to click on every building? I'm not entirely sure. That's a multi-use building with a small cinema, a gym, and a storage for old equipment. Everything is turned off and not on fire. In summer, I was in charge of the cinema. Friday nights were for fictional films, Sunday afternoons for coffee and documentaries. Running the cinema was a lot of work. I had to do everything from choosing the film to making the popcorn. My films were not very popular, but the popcorn was. One night during a snowstorm, I lost most of the popcorn on the way here from the kitchen. People were disappointed and many left. Their loss. The film was great. The spy who came in from the cold made me cry and everything. Aww. That's sweet. Is there anything else? Oh, this one. The antechamber here is used to keep fresh vegetables and fruit for a while after they get to the station in summer. They don't last long, but it's something. This year, though, everything came down from the ship already rotting. We managed to eat some of it anyway. That's depressing. This building is completely empty. Cool. Not on fire. These are the Antarctic fuel reservoirs. Antarctic fuel is jet fuel prepared to endure freezing cold. Oh, that's interesting. Guess it makes sense. This is the weather station. It's quite old and not at all automatic. The meteors, I guess, are on duty every day and night, and they have to come up every 3 hours to check the measurements. That sounds painful. There are a few thermometers under this wooden pyramid. I guess they're one of the main elements of the weather station. Okay. Not on fire. This is the oldest house in the station and my favorite place in the whole world. It used to be a summer shelter before the station was founded. Then it became the main biology laboratory. After the old lab was built, it then became a storage and it held the CO2 project machines. The project hasn't been running for more than 10 years, but people still call me the CO2 after it. People change every year, but the positions are usually the same, so you become what you do. You can be the doc, the cook, the chief, the meteo, the biologist, the XO, the CO2. Some years ago, the satellite links were set up, then the seismograph and the other projects. That's when the Earth Sciences / Telecom Lab was officially founded, and this year it's mine. That's nice. Big dish. There are 2 satellite links that bring us the internet. The oldest one is a 256 kilobytes per second symmetrical connection, very stable. We use it for the telephone and important projects that send data permanently, like the seismographs. The new one is asymmetrical, with about 1 megabyte per second download speed, but really bad upload. We use that one for the internet, but it gets clogged every time someone sends a voice message or a video. Now it's not so bad, but it's not easy sharing these connections with 150 other people in the summer. Guess you just can't really use the internet then. I suppose. Door. There's a very small water closet, or toilet. Almost the only place we can keep properly heated, so we're making beer in it. Nice. Why not? Server room? Machines inside this rack handle the server for the station network that distributes the internet to every house. Cool. And a sink? Nice machine. This machine is the last remnant of the CO2 project. I don't know how it works or what it was used for. But it involved big amounts of isopropyl alcohol that we have stored in the submarine. Cool. Okay, is this a hatch? Storeroom full of old machines from long dead projects. Nice. There's a lot of interesting stuff just kind of around. Home sweet home. This is where I sit. When it rains in summer, the door swells and it's hard to move. I keep this crowbar to pry it open when that happens. Oh, that would be terrifying. This computer is old as sin, but it still manages to do what it should. Send data and keep the inventory files. My first duty as chief of this lab is to keep the Earth Sciences projects working all year round. In summer, many researchers and students come to take samples and set up the projects. But then they leave, and only us, the winter crew, stay to keep everything running. Since we're next to the sea, cables and connections get salt buildup and they often break. Things also suffer from snow, ice, freezing weather, and curious animals and people. My second duty is to keep the internet working, and it seems to be all people care about. Not the epic science we're doing, but the internet. Understandable. Fair enough. That's not on fire. What else? This is the radio station, or what's left of it. It burned down a week after the last ship sailed after summer ended. We still don't know exactly what happened. It was in the night and the meteor gave the alert after his 4 o'clock run. This place was the headquarters too. Sometimes the chief slept here. But that night he stayed over at the main house because it was too cold. Saved his life, but he lost all of his belongings. His uniform and dress shoes, a toy horse. He cried over that up in my office while we tried to re-establish the internet to the rest of the station. Aww. Sometimes I can't sleep thinking about my office burning down too. I'll imagine getting out of my room and seeing the pink gleam over the glacier. This is the incident that brought back the Imaginarias. Some people got really upset about them. The cook lost it and now he does even a worse job than before. The doc doesn't even do them. Me, I don't mind the Imaginarias. I'm often restless at night anyway. Well, I'm sorry that guy lost his belongings. Only remains the foundation of the building and the external metal steps. Everything else made of wood and rubber has disintegrated. Well, it's not on fire anymore, so my job's done. I guess. Was there anything else? Oh, I already clicked the warehouse thing. This door. Everything is turned off. The biologist is in the lab. Nothing on fire. Okay. Need to check all these too. Use the tool deposit. There's all kinds of things. Everything old and rusty. Oh yeah, I think I already... Yeah, I selected that one. Buy this one. Inside this container there's a huge nitrogen machine that occupies the whole room. Makes nitrogen to keep samples frozen while they go back to the continent. This is another laboratory. There's light inside. Hey, already 3 o'clock? Yeah, still filtering those samples. Almost done. What about you? Just starting the watch. Been to the storeroom already? Yes, but I could go back. Did you want anything? Maybe something to eat? The good stuff. Nothing older than 4 years. I'll see what I can find. Thanks. Okay, well, I guess that's where we're going now. What was the storeroom? Oh. That's me. The cove is frozen. It's been like that for a few months now. You can still hear some water moving under, and when the tide is high you can see the ice moving up and down. Looks like it's breathing. That's spooky. I always wanted to be a cosmonaut, but apparently I'm too short. Next best thing was this, so here I am. Well, that's nice. You found a thing to do. Oh, there's even stuff over here. This shack is a little shelter people use when they're loading the fuel tanks. Everything in the station runs on Antarctic fuel, a special mix of jet fuel that can withstand the extreme temperatures. Every summer they have to replenish the tanks to last for the whole campaign, till the next summer. The task takes about a day and a night, and that's why there's a shelter. But after that it doesn't have much use. This is the farthest I can go on foot. There's a few more buildings out there, but I should take the skidoo if I want to check them. Okay, so yeah, I already did that. Cool. I'm not entering this thing, it's a T3 trap. T3? Last time I got in, I was with the biologist going for the weekly mammal sensors. It was very icy and we decided to stop here to put on the crampons before leaving the station. Inside we found a bag of cookies, only 2 years past its due date. The good stuff. We ate some and promptly forgot what we were doing. The crampons, the sensors, everything. After debating what to do, we decided to return to the station. It was no use to just stay here freezing our asses. Luckily, after we got out and slept on the ice a few times, everything came back to us again. I assume they mean slipped. We decided to put on the crampons right there on the ice and continue with the sensors. Here in Antarctica, you get these memory lapses sometimes. They call it the T3, or Winter Over Syndrome. It's quite a weird feeling. That's bizarre. Why does that just happen? Now I'm intrigued. I'm gonna have to read up on that. Which was the storeroom? I've forgotten. This? All machines are disconnected. Definitely not on fire, okay. This? Oh, that was the warehouse bit. That's turned off. Storeroom? This is the mess hall. Fridays we have pizza night and we also get 1 beer and 1 chocolate. Food? It's full of candy that no one wants to eat anymore. I never thought I'd get to the point of rejecting any candy, but here I am. Okay, coffee? A little coffee and tea corner we can use whenever we want, but it's used mostly by the researchers in the summer. Most of the winter crew have at least a kitchenette or stove in our workplaces. Guess this is not where I get food? Meteorology office is a direct exit this way. The meteors have to control the weather station every 3 hours. And the weather station's up on that hill. You can see them running up, sometimes in flip-flops and a t-shirt. No weather guessing is done here. The date is only measured and relayed. This office doesn't need to be inspected for fires since the meteors are on duty all day and night. I don't feel like saying hi. Okay, that was the smelly place. Building is empty. Random meteorology stuff. In here? That's my lab. This is a submarine. It's not really a submarine, just a metal storage unit where I keep the big tools. Why don't you go on the skidoo? I can't remember where it was. Maybe. Eventually this place can burn for all I care. Oh, okay, that was the doctor's office. Storage? This room serves as a kind of airlock or antechamber, so the hallways don't have a direct connection to the exterior. It's also the place to take off your boots so you don't get mud or snow all over the place. Okay. I can see the storehouse and gym buildings from here. Okay, I'm on the right track then. I think this is the nurse's room. Okay. The chief mechanic sleeps here. There's shoes. Boots. They probably belong to the nurse. This is open. This was once a whole kitchen to be used in case the house got buried in snow. Some years ago it was dismantled because the station chief didn't want people skipping breakfast in the main house. Since then it's just an empty room with an electric kettle and some tea bags. Now when the house gets buried in snow, people just stay hungry until they can be dug out. Nice. Don't know who sleeps here. It really is just a long thing. Handy crowbar. More plastic crates. Don't know what's inside. Heating? These huge water heaters provide hot water for the showers and the heating. Okay. So this isn't where I need to go, but I hadn't been in here yet. What's to the left? More rooms. Okay. Let's go. Seems to be sleeping all good here. Not that. No, I want to leave. This one. This one. Shelves of everything for snacking and tea time. Sugar, tea, tisane, coffee, coffee filters. And there's these nuts. The biologist didn't say what kind of snack he wanted. I could take these. Sure. Biologist must still be in the lab. I should take this to him. Awesome. Back to the lab. Hello, friend. I got you a snack. Back already? I have the snack. Should I give? I have something for you. Thanks. I was starving. Here. You got me nuts? I've been up for more than 20 hours. I need sugar. Isn't this better if you need energy? People eat them in the mountains and stuff. I'll keep them if you don't want it. Give me that. Thanks. You're welcome. Great. Rude. Okay. Is there... Have I checked everything? I don't know if I've checked everything. Need to go back on the skidoo. Did I miss a door? Nothing on fire. Incinerator works at most once a week. Yeah. I've definitely clicked that before. And I've clicked that door. I don't know if I'm missing something. Hold on, let me check. Okay, so I can't find like a guide or anything to tell me where I'm supposed to go next. Because there is an overarching story and I'm not sure what I haven't clicked through. So I think I'll leave this there for my playthrough, at least on recording. But if you're interested in the game, I'll leave a link in the description. It seems like there's a lot of things to interact with. And there are more achievements at least, so there's a lot of things I've missed. So I would definitely recommend you check it out though. It seems like a really nice game. And I like the art style, and I can't even imagine what it's like to live in Antarctica on a research base. It's kind of bonkers to think about. So I appreciate getting to get a little insider knowledge. But yeah, that'll be it for me. So if you like anything that I do, I stream, I record videos sometimes, all my stuff's down below, and I hope you have a really nice rest of your day. So bye bye.